people, there is another story that's similar. And I'm going to tell you the very beginning of it. The very, very beginning of it, and it can go on. And there's so many stories that you can take a piece out of that story and just tell it, and oh, that's a neat little story. But it's just one little piece. And so a long time ago, there was a couple, and they had a little baby girl, and they took very, what was this? Good care of their Montanchan, their little girl. And so one day they were going to take a trip, and it was a day's ride away, and they didn't want to take their Montanchan on such a long ride. So they asked over at a friend's place, at a friend's teepee, if they would watch her. And the friend said, oh, sure, well, she'll be fine. And the parent said, no, you be sure to take very good care of our Montanchan. And the friend said, oh, she'll be fine, go on. And so the parents left. Well, the friends were watching the Montanchan, the little girl, and they were taking care of her and everything. And then finally they got tired of watching after her. So they put her in a cradle. Kiowa cradles had a flat back, kind of a hook on them, and they could wrap the baby up. And they set her up on a tree, and then they left her. So she was sitting there in the tree, watching the clouds go by, saying, go, 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 when a porcupine came down from the top of the tree. And she was looking at this porcupine, and it wanted to get her attention. So it started standing on its head and doing somersaults and cartwheels, and she liked it so much that somehow she wiggled out of her cradle and started crawling after the porcupine. And the porcupine started crawling and crawled to the top of the tree. When it reached the top of the tree started to grow. And it grew so tall that it touched the sky. When it touched the sky, the porcupine jumped out and turned himself into a man. And this man was the sun. And he took her to be his wife. And he turned her from a Montanchan into a Mai. What do you think that is? Woman. And they lived for a while in the sky as husband and wife. But she got homesick. And she wanted to go back and find her family. And she wondered, how can I get back to see my family? Well, one day when he was gone, because every day he would be gone hunting buffalo, she decided to go and try to find her family. So she went over hill, and she remembered that her husband told her to never ever go by a bush that had been cropped off, eaten out by some buffalo. So she dug around this bush and dug around this bush, and she picked it up and put it to the side, and sure enough, there was a hole in the sky. And she could see her people way down on the earth, and they were playing games and singing songs. Hey yo, hey yay, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, yo, hey hi yoin. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, yo, hey hi yoin. Hey ya, hi yoin. And she wanted to go down there and be with her people, and she put the bush back, and she wondered, how can I get down there to be with my people? Well, after a while, she found out she was going to have a baby, and she had a little baby boy. Can y'all say Talishan? Talishan, that means little boy. And so she thought, oh, you know, my husband will stay here now. I don't need to find my people and go back to my people. Now my husband will stay home. But he was the son. So, of course, he was gone every day hunting buffalo, and she had to stay home all by herself and cook and clean and take care of their Talishan. She said, that's it. I'm going to find a way to get back to my people. What can I make to get down to my people? So her husband went out hunting buffalo, so she would have all this sinew from the buffalo, and she would clean it. So she decided to braid a rope out of sinew. And she braided it every day until finally it got long enough to reach from the sky down to the earth. So when her husband went out the next day hunting what? She picked up her bundle of rope, and she picked up her Talishan, and she went over to the bush that she had dug up several months before. And she wiggled it loose and put it to the side, and she wrapped that rope around herself a whole bunch of times. Then she wrapped the rope around her baby a whole bunch of times. Then she took the other end and wrapped around her digging stick a whole bunch of times and put her digging stick over the hole and lowered she and her baby through the hole. But she had wrapped the rope around herself and around her baby and around that digging stick so many times, she didn't have enough rope to reach the earth. So she was stuck between the sky and the earth, just swinging back and forth like a pendulum. She couldn't go up, she couldn't go down, she was stuck. Well, her husband's son came home. He walked inside the teepee. He said, "My woman, where's my dinner?" She better not be trying to run away with me with our tall leash on. He walks outside the teepee. "My," walks down the hill. "My," and he sees this bush laying over to the side. And sure enough, there she was, swinging with her tall leash on back and forth between the sky and the earth. And he was very angry with her because he thought he did her a favor by bringing her all the way up into the sky to live with him, the sun. I mean, who wouldn't want to live with the sun? Well, the kids would say he's too gesottelt, he's too hot. Well, was making a gaming wheel, a wooden wheel that the boys would use to roll along the ground and throw spears at to perfect their aim. And he took it off his belt because he was whittling at it, and he spoke to it, and he said, "Jump over the tall leash on." So it jumped out of his hands, rolled down the rope, missed the tall leash on, hit the Mai on her head, and they fell to the ground, and she died. But the son, the little boy, was part sun and part human. And he didn't die, and he tried to wake up his mother and tried to wake her up, and she wouldn't wake up, and finally he got hungry. So he had to go away to find some food. And that's when he came upon Grandmother Spider's house. Now, Grandmother Spider was gone, but she left some food out to dry, and he found it, and he gobbled it up, and then he crawled back to where his mother was. Well, Grandmother Spider came back, and she saw that all these little handprints and footprints all over the place, and she said, "What is this? I don't have any children. I wonder if this baby is a tall leishon or a matanshon." So she put down a ball, and she put down bow and arrows, and then she left. Well, sure enough, tall leishon came back, and he saw the ball, and he said, "Honey, no, that's not what boys played with." And he saw the bow and arrows, and he said, yes," and he picked it up, and then he dragged it back to his mother. He didn't know what to do with it, but he knew he liked it. Well, Grandmother Spider came back, and she saw that the ball wasn't even touched, but she saw that the bow and arrows were gone. And she thought, now I know that this baby is a tall leishon. I'd like to have a tall leishon. I'm going to catch him. So she made a trail of games and food all the way up to the front of her teepee. And when she got to the front of her teepee, she changed herself into a cocklebur, and she stuck herself to the front of the teepee to wait for him. She had powers because Grandmother Spider and Grandfather Snake, were the only two beings that survived the flood. So very important beings to the Kiowa people. So tall leishon came back, and he saw this trail of games and food. He was eating it, and he was playing with it, and he followed that trail all the way up to the front of the teepee. And when he reached the entrance, Grandmother Spider turned herself back into Grandmother Spider and grabbed him up. And you know what he did to her? He bit her, and he kicked her, and he scratched her, but she didn't care. She just held on to him tight, and she sang him a song. Whoa, 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 a caw, caw, ya bone all, at ma, whoa, 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 whoa. And the tall leishon fell asleep. And when he woke up in the morning, she had breakfast ready for him, and they became good friends. She taught him everything he needed to know to be a good, strong, brave young man. Until one day, he was playing with that gaming wheel. Remember the one that the son had thrown down at the mother. He was just about ready to throw that gaming wheel up into the sky when Grandmother Spider caught him. "Yo, honey, don't you ever throw that gaming wheel up into the sky. Always roll it along the ground like you're supposed to." And he said, "Okay, Grandma." But what did he do as soon as she turned her back? Just to see what happened, right? He made sure she wasn't looking. And he got that gaming wheel, and he threw it up into the sky. And it went so far, it disappeared. And he's sitting there waiting for it and waiting for it. And finally, it came back so fast, it hit him right in the middle of the forehead and split him in two. But it didn't hurt him because he was part sun and part human. He split into two boys. And they became known as the Zide Tali. And they taught the Kiowas many lessons. And these stories that come from this story teach the Kiowas many lessons. And just like that Caddo story, it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning to teach the Caddos many lessons. Well, Grandmother Spider came back. This isn't the first lesson, but I like to say it is. And she saw Yee Tolly instead of Paga Tolly, and she said, "Oh no, it was hard enough taking care of one boy. Now I have 2 boys to take care of. Oh, that is why you should listen to your elders." And so the lesson to that story is that we should listen to our parents and our grandparents and our teachers.